it's your director, Liz Mercado of the Tinker Stars team. I am so excited to talk to you guys today about coaching your teams. You might already be sponsoring and might have a team that's growing, or maybe you're thinking, okay, I think it's time that I start sharing the opportunity. Whether you've been with us for a long time or you just joined us, it's never too early to start growing your team. You guys can learn together, and let me tell you, you're never gonna know it all and feel super prepared to sponsor. It's kind of like a learning curve. But when it comes to being a leader, the only consistent advice I can give you is to be consistent, okay? That doesn't mean that you're not going to change things from time to time. Sometimes you're going to do something and see that it didn't work out that way, or it didn't work out the way that you expected it, so you give it another go in a different way. That's completely okay. But be consistent when you are leading your team. Be consistent when you are doing their shout outs. Be consistent when you are putting trainings into form. Be consistent when you are communicating with them, because when you start doing things, your team is going to expect those things. And if you do it this week, but then you don't do it for another 3 months, they're kind of going to be on the limbo of like, well, is she going to shout me out for that? Or is she going to reach out to me and ask me what my goals are this month? So always be consistent. Maybe you write them down. Maybe you say, well, these are the things I want to do for my team. And you have like a little checklist that you go through every single month or every single week, however you want to do it. There is no cookie cutter way to lead a team. You need to be the best leader that you can be. And that might be taking things from me. That might be taking things from other leaders that you see in the Scentsy world. That might be just literally being yourself with your team. You do not have to mirror me as a leader. You have to be the best leader that you can be so that you can lead your team. That has been probably the hardest thing for me to develop, because I see these amazing leaders and I'm like, oh my gosh, I want to be like this person and I want to do all the things, and then it doesn't come natural to me, or I can't be consistent in it because of my lifestyle. So when you are looking for the type of leader that you want to be, ask yourself, can I be consistent with that? Can I afford to do that? Can I commit to doing those things? And if you can't, that's okay. That does not make you a bad leader. What makes you a good leader is being you, being consistent, and being there for your team. So, coaching. Coaching is a word that might sound like terrible. Like they might think, oh no, I'm in trouble. But no. You want to guide your team. You want to show your team what you are having success with, and that way they can do it too and have success with it. What being a leader or a coach is, you're checking in with them. You're giving them the tools that they need to launch their business, to get to know their business, to grow in their business. But guess what? You can't do it for them. You cannot motivate someone that does not want to be motivated. Please repeat that after me. I cannot motivate someone that does not want to be motivated. I think so many times we measure our own success by our team's success. We think, oh no, everyone that's joining is not doing anything, or everyone that joined is quitting. That's not your fault. That's not your fault as long as you are being consistent and you're giving them the tools. And even then, it's not your fault, because guess what? We are all independent consultants. We have all the tools that Scentsy is giving us to be successful. They could look for the answers if they wanted to. But if you want to be able to say, I'm a good leader, I have been able to give my team the stuff, these are the things that you can do. When they join, you welcome them onto your team page. Whether it's your own because your team is big enough, or it's your director's team page, or it's your superstar director's team page, you welcome them and you show your excitement for them joining your team. Remember, they could have had chosen anybody, but they chose you. They have a relationship with you of some kind, whether it's a customer that decided to join, whether it's a friend, someone that's been watching you from the sidelines. They felt a connection and they decided to join you on your journey. So you welcome them. You want to connect with them within the first 24 to 48 hours, whether it's via messenger or maybe it's a phone call, a Zoom, to be able to get them started on the right path. You want to talk to them about all the amazing things like Shooting Star, Sensational Start, the PWS, the workstation, all those things that for us comes like second nature, but for them it's like, oh my gosh, what did I get myself into? Okay, so you want to do a onboarding kind of training. You guys, I know that some of these words sound like, oh my gosh, I got to do all this stuff. It's not hard. There are amazing tools on our team page that will help you and guide you through everything you have to go through with them. Okay, if you look on the files on our team page, there are forms that you can use. And if you can't find them, ask your sponsor or your director to show you where they're at, because I have uploaded them there myself for you guys to use. Okay, offer coaching calls. Coaching calls is not a call. It's not a call that's supposed to last 2 hours. It should last about 20 to 30 minutes. It's not a call for you to tell them everything that they're doing wrong. It's for you to find out as a leader what they're struggling with and how you can help them do better. And that might be something that as you're growing as a leader, you're like, okay, what are you struggling with? Okay, let me see what I can come up with. And then you go to your leader and say, oh my gosh, okay, my teammate is struggling with this, this, and this, and I have no idea what to tell them. Guess what? Someone on your team will know exactly what to tell them. They will know what ideas to share, and they will give them to you, which in turn will help you know next time what to say. Okay? Sometimes we overthink things and we think we don't know it, but we really do know it. So sometimes we're not doing these coaching calls or these one-on-ones, whatever you want to call them, because we feel like, oh, we're not prepared. Oh, I'm just a lead consultant, or I'm just a star consultant. Hello, you are a leader. That means that you are leading your team and you have to lead them. You have to lead your tribe. Okay? Connecting with them, shouting them out. If they're active, shout them out. If they accomplished getting paid at title, shout them out. If they accomplished their goal, because let's say on the first you reached out to them and you said, what is your goal? And they said, my goal is 400 PRV. Okay, and they reached that, shout them out. Motivate them by fueling their fire. Okay? Fuel their fire. That is how you coach your team. Again, going back from the beginning, you cannot motivate the unmotivated, but you can coach the motivated. You can coach and fuel the fire of those that already have a fire. So, as you are growing in this leadership position, right? Let's just call it leadership position. As you're growing as a leader, I want you to really think, what kind of leader do I want to be? What kind of leader can I be? And maybe today you don't feel 100% ready. But I promise you, the more that you act like a leader, the more that you show up as a leader, the more that you train yourself as a leader, you are going to feel more confident each and every single day in your role. Leaders never stop growing. They never stop learning. So if you are feeling stuck, if you are feeling at a standstill, please reach out to your sponsor or to your director, your superstar director, and get on a coaching call with them. I'm pretty sure that they will be able to guide you and help you out exactly the way that you need to be guided so that you can continue to grow. This is not something you're going to know overnight. It's something that you're going to grow into. It's something that's going to take time. In my 8 years with Scentsy, I've still feel sometimes like have no clue what I'm doing. But I do in some aspects. I might still be learning in certain aspects or in certain like corners of my business, but I have mastered some because I have been practicing those. So it's all a part of growth. It's all a part of training yourself and just stepping into that role, even with all the nervousness, even with all the fear, and facing it. Mel Robbins is an amazing author, and Scentsy brought her to one of our Scentsy family reunions, and she talked about the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And sometimes we have to do that. Her book talks about taking the leap into the things that hold us back, the fear that hold us back to do things that we really want to do, but we're too scared to do it. And she says, sometimes we just have to 5, 2, 3, 2, 1 and act. So sometimes when you're feeling scared, whether it's to talk about the opportunity or to coach or to reach out to a team member and say like, hey, how can I help you? Because not because the question is hard, but maybe because you feel like you can't help them. Say to yourself, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, I'm sending that message. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, I'm offering that coaching call. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, I am going to talk to every single teammate that I have and see how I can help them, how I can be a better leader. I ask you guys that all the time. How can I better lead you? Because maybe what I'm doing is not what you need. So I sometimes have to step back and think, what does my team need? I don't know. So let me ask them. Let me connect with them and find out what I can do to help them. Maybe do that. Maybe start off that way. Start by asking them, how can I help you? How can I service you? Leadership is about servanthood. Have that in your mind. Leadership is about servanthood. You are serving those that are under you. Okay? Again, that doesn't mean that you do it for them. That doesn't mean that you give them all the answers. You want to build leaders and not leeches. You want to show them the way, not give them the way. Okay? So, as you're doing all these things, you're 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, wanting it to, you get the courage to do it. Show up. Just show up. Show up for your team. Show up for yourself. Because as you do all these things, not only are you helping your team grow, but you're growing as a person, as a leader. And that's what you want in this business. You want to grow. You want growth both in your business and personally. I'm not the same person I was when I joined 8 years ago. When I was 8 years ago, I wouldn't have done half the things I do now with Scentsy. I wouldn't stand during an expo and talk and train other consultants. I wouldn't do tons of videos for my team and for YouTube and all that kind of stuff because I didn't have that courage. I didn't believe in myself back then. But slowly doing a little bit at a time, I still remember my first live. I was so nervous. I was shaky. I don't remember if I even talked about what I was planning on talking about. But as I do more lives, as I do more coaching calls, as I do more connecting with my team, I feel more and more confident. And you will too. Okay? Another thing about coaching is when you're going to do a coaching call, make sure that you are asking them what they want to talk about. What are they struggling about? Go into that call already knowing what you're going to talk about, what you're going to try to help them with. This will help you guys limit the time to Scentsy talk, 20-30 minutes at most, and then not waste time just dilly-dallying to get to that topic to help them. And then what you come to see is you've been on the phone for 2 hours, and now next time you're not going to want to do a coaching call because it's going to take 2 hours, and that person's going to be like, oh, I can't dedicate 2 hours to being on the phone. So make sure that it's focused, okay? Make sure that you are, when you're dedicating that time to your team, to coaching them, you know exactly what you're going into. And that might take some just time sitting down and writing out like questions to ask or things to train on, okay? Know that I'm here for you guys. Know that you don't have to mirror anyone specifically. You get to be you in this business, and that's what we love most about Scentsy. And know that it's not rocket science. It might be a little bit scary, but it's not rocket science, and you can do it too. And I will talk to you guys later. Bye.